Greetings, Warriors of the Ring. My name is Strider656, and I'm so thrilled to welcome you back to yet another adventure through Middle-earth. In this series, I'll be playing random ladder matches on Discord and showing you War of the Ring games from my perspective by only viewing my cards and sharing with you my thoughts and in-game reactions while trying to keep the end result a mystery. The other player is aware that I am making a video as I ask permission before and after playing. Hope that you enjoy this video, and I encourage you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Today's adventure features DrSigma. DrSigma, I met in the Discord. I put a comment out saying looking for a game to be videoed, and it could be any game. I know people are looking for loam games, and while I would like to have those, people don't really want to play them as much. So I will be posting more loam videos later, but DrSigma preferred a base game, which is what we're playing. DrSigma is new to the Discord, joined in November of 2022, and he's not brand new to the game, as he bought it actually over 12 years ago, where it sat on his shelf for a while, until he finally decided to learn the rules later. He plays it in person now as well, and got to watch different YouTubers play the game, such as Romsteel and Ira, to really get a strong grasp of the rules. So I'm thrilled to introduce DrSigma to the community. If you play him, he's a great sport, great to play, and very good player. So we're just going to dig into this game, everyone, and see what happens. So we decide to roll for side, and the high roll will get whatever they want. So he rolls a 6, I don't, so he decides shadow, and I take free. He asks if I want a token, and I say, nah, I'm good with no tokens. And this is because that, unlike some other popular YouTubers, I believe that tokens do not really help the game out. I think if you know how to play free, then it is balanced. If you don't know how to play free, then the tokens help. So here we go. I draw into Imrahil of Dol Amroth and House of Stewards. Happy to see Imrahil because I know it's a playable card. House of Stewards, it's not awful, but I know that if I need to separate Boromir to Minas Tirith, I can, and I can get some good card draw ability. So let's see what happens. He rolls, no eyes, and I roll 2 characters. So I'm thinking I have 2 choices here. One is I could move twice and then use a ring on the third Palantir to move again so that I can get safely through Moria, so that worst case scenario I draw 1 Moria tile for getting revealed out. But we'll see what I do. And I'll probably play I'll play Imrahil of Dol Amroth so I can use Gandalf's abilities. This is a great roll. I'm very happy with it. All right, so he begins by putting Isengard to war. I pass. He brings Sauron to war. I pass. He draws a strategy card. And now I play Imrahil of Dol Amroth. And I draw into King Brandsmen. This is excellent, too. So now I'm thinking I could play King Brandsmen here and then draw 2 strategy cards instead of using a ring, because I don't really want to give rings early. But at the same time, moving 3 times is appealing. So let's see what happens. He thinks, draws another strategy card, and I move the Fellowship because I'm trying to delay what I'm going to do right now. I say safe, LOL. He says, haha. He moves his troops into Minas Morgul, then down to Gorgoroth. And I move the Fellowship again. And then he moves his guys up to Morannon and the Isengard unit into Minas Morgul, sorry, Moria, which shows me he's probably going for Lorien. So I decide to play King Brandsmen so that I can get that double card draw. That's my thoughts here. And I draw into Guards of the Citadel and Éomer. All good cards, because again, I can use all these to keep drawing, because these are all playable. And he finishes by bringing Saruman in. So, great job. That was a great first turn. I like how DrSigma actually brought Saruman in last. But I'm currently 2 spaces. I could be in Moria right now, and he could have a ring. But this is what I chose to do. We go into turn 2. I draw into Círdan ships, which doesn't help me at all. And there is another way, which is way too early to get that card. I am not happy to see that card this early. That's something you want to see when you're in Mordor. Say Fellowship okay. He gets 3 eyes. I get 3 characters and a muster. So I'm thinking I could move so I can lose Gandalf. He has 3 eyes, so he's probably going to hit. I just hope he doesn't hit in the first one. I could use a muster action to play Aomer or Guards of the Citadel. Or I could use this muster die to play Aomer. Then I could use these characters to move these guys up into Westamnet so he doesn't just do a Isengard rush into Helm's Deep. I start by passing. He plays Phlox. So now I regret not moving first. And I play Aomer. And he starts moving his troops going towards Lorien here. I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. Let me see what happens if I move the Fellowship. So, am I going to move the Fellowship or go to Westamnet? So I think of Westamnet first. And it's like, nah, if I get hit, I can always hide with the character, then move again. If it's a reveal. So here we go. I move. I say Phlox. He goes, yeah, why not? I say, if so, put it down there. He does. And he gets 2 hits with the 5. Let's see if he draws. An eye would be awful. But he draws a 1 reveal. I don't think I want to lose Gandalf to the 1, so I don't. Because chances are I'll get hit the next time when I try getting out of there. Oh, plus he's going to draw again anyway. With that 2, I think that's enough to take Gandalf, so I do. And I'm happy to see that because that's a reveal. And it's almost wasted to draw reveals. I mean, I'd rather draw an eye, let's be honest. That's the best one to draw. So I lose Gandalf. He says, cool. Now he plays Breaking of the Fellowship. So I rarely see this happen. But, he hasn't drawn an eye yet. Let's look at the pool out of curiosity. Hunt pool has 4 eyes, 3 3s, 2 2s, and 3 1s, and has some 0s there. He draws a 3! So this is painful. So what I'm thinking now is I have House of the Stewards. So Boromir's definitely leaving. And his reward for breaking the Fellowship is I might do some military shenanigans. So have fun. Boromir comes out. And the 2 hobbits come out. And then I decide to move them. Because he's not going to attack with that force. And I want to get my hobbit into Lorien. So that they can be annoying. That's my thoughts here. So that's what I do. And then he moves his troops. And now I'm looking at what he has left for an action. He can't attack with a muster. So I think it's best to hide right now. So at the beginning of next turn, I can move the Fellowship to start. That's what I do. I flip. And he moves the Southrons and Easterlings down. We go into turn 3. I draw into File of Galadriel and the Red Arrow. The Red Arrow has scouts, but it's basically unplayable right now. But I know once I get Boromir into Minas Tirith, it'll be fine. I say Fellowship okay. And he rolls 3 eyes. So now I look at my things here, and he can attack Lorien. So what I'm thinking is I'm actually going to use a ring to move my guys first. Because my thoughts are, if I can get Boromir down to Druidain Forest with a hobbit, and I can put 1 hobbit in Lorien just to threaten any kind of Daring Defiance or other cards such as that. So I think, and I do that. So I move Merry to Lorien and Pippin and Boromir to Druidain. Because now House of the Stewards is playable. But I'm not going to play it yet because if you look, I have a full hand. So it would be a waste to do that. Also, I didn't play my Will of the West here to bring Gandalf in because these guys are not at war, nor will they be. He attacks Lorien. I go into siege. Now I bring Gandalf in. And let's see what he does. You Olaguys up the force. Good job by him to to have the 8-1 army, now have 8-2, so that's really tough. I play Guardians of the Citadel because it's a good card. And I'm thinking of playing that, then playing File of Galadriel. And just not moving the Fellowship this turn, because I don't want to move on 3 eyes. And I really can't move the Fellowship because I already used a ring. So I muster up there. He moves his Nazgul around to Lorien. I pass. He attacks Lorien, plays a card. Is there any cards I can even play here? I don't want to play any of these because they're all too good. So I do no card. And he gets 3. And I get 2. He presses. I run him to downgrade. And I do this because I know he's newer to the Discord community. I'm not just doing that to be patronizing, just so everyone's aware. It's just because I am a judge on War of the Ring 2, and I want to just help people to play to the best efficiency. So I do no card again. He plays Balrog. So, I mean, like I said, I don't really care about Lorien. It's not gonna hold up. So let's see how the Balrog does. So the Balrog comes to Moria. And the pre is a 1/2/2. So the Balrog just decided to just wave and then go back to Moria. So thank you, Balrog. He says, damn. And I run him combat because he's probably going to get his 6s. And he does. He gets 2 6s. And I get 2 back. And I rolled 2. So I rolled 2 1s and my reroll's 2 5s so anyone's confused on how that happened. All right, so he brings the elves all the way to war. I remind him to take his 2. And he does. And I end by playing File of Galadriel like I said I would. I could play Círdan, but I'm going to save that for if he goes after Dol Amroth. That's my thoughts. And he plays Pits of Mordor. He brings in Mount Gundabad, Moria, and Dol Guldur, which makes sense to prevent the military going to Dol Guldur. He could have. I'm really happy to see this as, as to the Free People's player. He could use that ring to just turn that into a muster and bring the Witch King in. So, I'm fine with this choice. Strider's happy. And I draw into I Will Go Alone and the Last Battle. Turn 4. And I get my 5 dice. So I'm thinking the Last Battle came a little late. It would have been nice to have that in, in Lorien. But it's okay. It's a Fellowship okay. He rolls 1 eye, and I roll this. And I start removing the Fellowship. And they're hit. And he rerolls another hit. And I say, of course. 2 hits. Let's see what he draws. Just please not an eye. It's a 1 reveal. Some of them to Dimroll Dale. And I draw an eye for the Moria tile, which I'm happy to see. So no further corruption. And then he plays Lure of the Ring. So this is not going to be good. So if he draws Legolas or Gimli, they're going to die. And if he draws Strider, I'm probably going to take the corruption because I don't want to lose him. And of course he draws Strider. So he's doing really well corruption-wise. I'm not even at the halfway point to Mordor. And I'm already at 5 corruption. So this is bad. So now I'm thinking he doesn't have the Southrons and Easterlings to war. So I will go alone. And I'm thinking of just crowning Aragorn here because I don't really see the Fellowship doing well. So now I'm thinking maybe I should shift to military. But I flip first. And he moves the Southrons and Easterlings up and out. And now I will go alone. And I move Legolas as the guide. Because I can still move them. What did he just do? He put a Sauron Elite in Dol Guldur. I crown Aragorn before he can bring the Southrons and Easterlings down and play Day Without Dawn on me. He plays a power 2 Great, which I'm not happy to see, because now he can go right after Rohan. So for my last action, I wait till I pass a little bit. He finally brings the Witch King in. And I decided to play the Red Arrow. It's because I don't want to waste my movement by moving all those guys up to Weston without having a full stack. And now Gondor is active because Aragorn is in Minas Tirith. So now I can play this card for effect, which I do. And he draws a strategy card. We go into turn 4. And now I have 6 dice, which I'm happy to see. So my plan now is I'm going to keep moving the Fellowship one small step at a time. And hopefully he won't allocate that much. And I'll keep Aragorn and Minas Tirith for combat potential. And possibly move Boromir and the Hobbit, Pippin, into there as well. So I draw into Swords and Eredor, which doesn't help. Mirror of Galadriel doesn't help either. But it does have a heroic death that I could possibly use. I say Fellowship okay. Allocates an eye, rolls one more. And I roll this. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to move the Fellowship anyway. I'm trying to think what I did. Probably move the Fellowship and probably move the characters around. So let's see what I do first. I move the Fellowship to start. He gets a hit and gets the 3. So I lose Legolas to that and move my corruption up. Now he uses a ring to muster, and he musters the Southrons and Easterlings down. Now I think what I should do is move Boromir into Minas Tirith, and then I should just muster everyone up and see if I can go for a surprise military. That's what I'm thinking here. So there goes Boromir. He plays many kings and brings 2 in Umbar, 2 in North Rune. And then he put 2 in Eastern by accident here. And I remind him that he can't because it's not a settlement. And he puts them somewhere different. So there we go. So now I'm going to bring Gondor to war quick by using Boromir's ability. So I use my Palantir because I want to use the hybrid to do army movement. I don't want to waste that. He moves everyone to Umbar, and he moves his guys from Eastern to Northrune. So he's showing Corsair's possibility here. So now I decided I want to move Gondor all the way to war. So then I can muster on that last action possibly. But then he plays Corsairs of Umbar here. He brings all of them. So now I'm thinking, this is going to be great. He has 1 character action left. And typically you use Círdan's ships in Dol Amroth. But I'm thinking, I'm going to put him in Pelargir. And I'm going to be super annoying. But I'm going to wait until he can't do anything about it in the last action and see what I do with them. So my thought is I'm going to play Círdan ships in Pelargir. And then I'm going to move towards Umbar with them. So I can secure a lot of points. Or get 2 points. So here goes Círdan. And they're going to Pelargir. So the elves decide to sail right past the siege in Dol Amroth. They're like, nope, I want no part of that. I want to go to Pelargir where it's nice and chill. So they go there. He uses his action to move the Witch King. I'm thrilled to see this. I was worried he was going to use the ring as a muster. So now I know he's committing to Dol Amroth. So here's what I do. I move the guys from Osgiliath down and Pelargir down. And my thoughts are that that's a full stack in Umbar because I can move it in the first action of next turn and he can't do anything to block it. And this is the advantage of the 6 dice and the fact that I can go last here. Again, this would also work with the tokens. But like I said, I think the tokens are overpowered because they cause a delay. So, all right. So now I draw into the Grey Company, which is great because I have Strider, because I'm thinking, or Aragorn, and I can use the Brave Stand for my fights if I decide to go for some more military shenanigans here. And I draw into the Spirit of Mordor. I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of Spirit of Mordor. I don't remember. I think that makes the most sense. Seeing what happens here. And I do. Good. Because now I'm going full military. And I declare the Fellowship. He allocates 2 eyes here. This is great news for him. Like, yeah, allocate those eyes. Because guess who's not moving this turn? Me. Do we roll? And I get this. I'm worried. Please don't have Day with that done. Please don't have Day with that done. So I start by using my Will of the West. I move the guys to Umbar. And I use my second action to move the guys to Westamnet. Because I don't want to move the guys out of Asgiliath yet, because I don't want him to react. Or out of Minas Tirith. I don't want him to react because he has 2 musters in hand. And he has a ring. And I don't want him to see that coming. That's my thoughts here. Plus, I want to play House of the Stewards to get a free elite in and get 2 strategy cards that are maybe helpful. He attacks still Amroth. I'm probably going to play... I should play an advantageous position. I'm probably going to play a Daylight. I think that would be a misplay if I did. Yeah, I played Daylight. I think that's a misplay. Because when I'm going to attack into Mordor soon, I don't... Like, advantageous position does not work because it's not a free people settlement. So I think this is an error on my part. But he plays Mumakil, so I'm like, okay, so this might help and save some time. So I don't have that giant army marching along. He gets 1. He only gets 1 hit. And I just need 1 hit so that Mumakil doesn't hit. And I don't get it. So painful. So I take 2 to remind him. He says, oh yeah. He says, so I draw and press? No, I draw and press. So he presses. And he thinks on a card. And now I'm going to play advantageous position to get rid of it. And he plays another Mumakil. I'm also happy to see Shadows Gather and Shadows Lengthens out of there, so he can't, like, teleport his armies to save whatever I'm about to do. So I'm kind of happy to see this. So he's sitting on 6s here. And he gets 2. So if I don't get 2 hits back, then Dol Amroth will fall here. And I get 2. 3. So barely. So I barely survived that one. And now I play House of the Stewards. Because now it's to maximum efficiency. Because now I can draw in just 2 strategy cards with this as well. And I draw into Valor and Shield Wall. Very helpful. And I'm thinking of not playing Great Company. Because if you look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 dice to finish this. So I need all of my dice. And now I'm seeing him move towards Minas Tirith, and I don't want them to go to Asgiliath. So now it's time to go. So if I was going to wait, I'm not waiting. So I move everyone out. And then I try also threatening into forts. I think it would have been a better play to leave 1 guy there and move these guys up. That'd be way better, I think. Because then they could meet up here. No, I think this is actually right. Because I don't have enough movement to get there. No, I would. Because it'd be 1, they'd be up instead of them. But I'm trying to make him think I'm going for Moria here. Because I don't want to waste his muster to do both as opposed to putting an elite here. So he uses his ring to do an army. And looks like he's trying to move out to take Rivendell because it's tempting. And moves these 2 at a Gorgoroth. So I'm like, please do this. This is great. This is awesome. And now I decide to act like I'm threatening Mount Gundabad in case he thinks that the North isn't at war. They're not at war, so they can't walk into Mount Gundabad. But sometimes people won't realize it, and they just get scared. So he thinks, and I laugh, and I say, I never do this. He says, go for Free People military victory. I said, yep. So he puts one in Moria and one in Minas Morgul. And now I attack Minas Morgul. He goes into siege, which I'm happy to see because he could have done a field battle. If he did a field battle, I would definitely play a brave stand. So he's only rolling 2 dice, and I'm hitting on 5s and 6s. So that's what I would have done. But he decides to go into siege. And he says, this will make for a great video, by the way. I say, interesting for sure. He decides to attack Dol Amroth. And he takes it. And I take 1 out. So he's at 4. I still need to kill your units. He does. And now I have 2 thoughts here. I'm thinking I could attack an Agorgoroth. And then next turn I can move half my guys into Paradur. And half my guys into Morannon. So that he has way too many to take back. But then I'm also thinking I could finish the game here. So my choice is, because I have a lot of heroic deaths here, I can press 3 times, potentially. I need to get 5 hits. So I think I can do it. So I think for a while, and I go for it. So here we come, the battle of our time, of this game at least. So I'm going to open with Valor. He thinks, no card. Let's see what I roll here. I roll 4 6s. 4 6s. So I do 4. He says LOL. And he rolls 1 1 1 5 1. You know, it'd be hilarious if I play Confusion. But I don't have Confusion. But it would be funny because then they just kill themselves out of desperation. Which they should. So then I press. Take my casualty. Now I'm going to play a Brave Stand. Because why not? And I get my 6th. But I need 2 6s. So I say wait. And I re-roll. And I get my other 6. He says, good game. Crazy ending. There's nothing he could do to take back anything this turn. Even with Black Captain commands, I can just go into siege. So this was the game. And first of all, big shout out to DrSigma for being a great sport and for playing me and making this his 3rd ladder game. I let him know that his corruption strategy was awesome. I'm at 5 corruption in Parth Calabrant, basically 3 net corruption, which is way too high to make the Fellowship even viable. So I do want to talk about strategy for a little bit. And what I'm learning is that my play is a lot about not using Aragorn at all and just keeping Strider in the Fellowship for the whole way. But I think it's important to know that it's okay to pivot to military, and especially if the Shadow leaves a stronghold open, you just have to have another big army to take over. And I got very fortunate with this, but I also had good cards because I could always have killed off Boromir or Hobbit or a Free People's Leader to prolong my to take damage in my battles here. But I'm learning that military is very viable. So anyway, let's check to see the stats of this game. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, so I was +1. I rolled 7 6s this whole game. I think most of them were in that last battle there in Minas Morgul. Minas Morgul. And he was +2 on 6s, which is really good for him. But if you look, my character movement wasn't great, but my hybrids were average. So, interesting game. Let me know your thoughts. And like I say in every video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. And if you want to play a game with me, hit me up on the Discord. You can always DM me, especially if you want to play a Loam game. I'd love to do some more of those. And I just thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.